Hi everybody. Today I thought I'd take the time to record a video walking you through the assignment here that we had for, this is actually should be 6-1. It's the old unit number, so 6-1 skills practice. So I'm going to jump right into it. So show that polygons are congruent by identifying all congruent corresponding parts, then write a congruent statement. So first thing we need to do is identify the congruent parts, which are going to be the sides and the angles. So we will do the angles first. So angles, we're going to go here, and then sides, we'll go here. So angles J will match up with angle T. You can tell by the number of arcs. So angle J is congruent to angle T. And I'm going in order 1, 2, 3. I'm just counting the arcs. So that was one arc. Now 2 arcs is P. So angle P is congruent to angle V. And then angle L is congruent to angle S. Okay. All right, sides, we're going to go 1, 2, 3 with tick marks, so JP, so JP, the side, will be congruent to TV, that's funny. And then 2 will be PL, will be congruent to VS. And I'm telling this by the notation, right? This tells me 1, 2, 3. And then, let's see, JL will be congruent to TS. Okay, so that shows that the sides and the angles are all congruent, and the triangles are going to be congruent. So I'm just going to go in order. I'm going to say triangle JPL. When I say order, I mean it's the number of arcs. I find that to be the easiest way for me to do it. You go with what works for you, though. And then triangle TVS. TVS. Okay, I'll let you do this one on your own. Over here, I think this was in the notes. I feel like that was in the notes. I don't have them in front of me, but this is looking awfully familiar. Let me check. Hold on. It was not in the notes, but it's very, very, very similar to something in the notes. So anyway, all right. I will do 4. I'm going to let you guys do 3, though. So 4, it says find the value of y, which is right here. And y is the angle D. I know it's a single arc here, B is a single arc, and we know D and B match up also by looking at the congruency statement, which they give us here. So y will be equal to 48 degrees. It's basically given to us. And then over here, I'll let you guys figure that out. I don't want to tell you that one. All right, the 2-column proof. I want to do these with you because this is not going to be a huge element of what you're expected to know, but I think it's good to get exposure to it and just kind of get used to it, or seeing it at least. So we're going to write a 2-column proof here. It's telling us that A, B, and CB are congruent. So as I do this, I'm actually going to write over here. It makes it easier for me. So AB is congruent to CB. AD is congruent to CD. It's also important to note that the number of tick marks does not indicate the size. So for example, 1 tick mark does not mean it's bigger than 1 or 2. It's just the number I'm using. Okay, so and what else we got here? Angle ABD. So angle ABD, which is here, is congruent to CBD, which is here. Okay, so you can see with the notation I find it to be easier for myself, honestly. And then angle ADB, which is here, we'll do 2 tick marks, or 2 arcs rather, is congruent to angle CDB, which is here. Okay. All right. And then it's asking us to prove that these 2 triangles are congruent to one another. All right, so the given is actually going to be all of this. So we're going to write all of this down. We're going to say AB is congruent to CB. Oops, that's squiggly. And then AD is congruent to CD. Angle ABD is congruent to angle CBD. And angle ADB is congruent to angle CDB. You can already see that without putting the notation on the triangles here, it's going to be almost impossible. So if you're doing one of these problems, you're going to want to write all over this. And you know, when you go piece by piece, you make the note of it over here. All right, that's our given. And BD is congruent to BD. So if something is always equal to itself, that is actually the reflexive property. Okay. And now it says third angle theorem, which actually is going to indicate that these 2 angles have to be congruent to one another, because we know that two of the three angles within a triangle are congruent to the other pair. Therefore, the remaining pair has to be congruent, and that goes back to third angle theorem, which was in our notes. So we're going to say angle A is congruent to angle C. And then we can say that basically we have all three angles, all three sides, they have to be congruent. Definition of congruent triangles. Okay, so when you're given one of these to do, which you'll get maybe a few, not many though, you'll be given the options like fill in the blank to drag and drop. You won't have to just fill one of these in blankly like this, which is why I have no issues kind of walking you through those. All right, hopefully, let me zoom out here. Hopefully that alleviates any concern you had with this work, and let me know if you still have any questions. Thanks, bye.